What's up, Slayers? Happy Sunday, everybody. I had some recording issues on my unlocks last night, so I'm going to be narrating this video. Going to go over some of the stuff that I've been seeing. This here, we're starting with my free-to-play account. I think it's 106 days. 107 days, I believe. I'll show it here on the screen in a second. I had Ember for both my main account and my free-to-play account, as you can see here. So for me, the event was actually rather easy, but I did want to go over that a little bit with everybody. I know a lot of people are kind of starting to say that the event was easy, and well, if you did happen to have a 7-star Ember, the event probably was pretty easy. But if you look at the event at what it really was, you see Salvador, the two, both Kara and Hera, who can provide stealth throughout the battle. Having Ember both to stun and then also get rid of buffs like stealth made the event easy, and it rather should when you have the legendary. If you don't, and I will show another video with my attempts without Ember, just to show you how hard the event does get when you don't have that legendary. Even with Kinley in the lead, which was obviously the much better lead in this, not having Ember really makes it tough, to the point where, at least on my test account, I did enough tries at Gear Tier 9 everybody, and did not get it to a win, that I felt that the event was hard enough that really Gear Tier 10 was the threshold if you did not have Ember. And when you really think about that, if they tried to make it harder even for those of us who did have Ember, in the end it would make it almost impassable for those who didn't have Ember. And you don't want a legendary being needed in order to unlock another legendary. That kind of means that you now need 10 people in order to unlock one person. Or actually 11. You would need to gear 11 characters in order to unlock one person, and you don't ever want that. So here's my first. Obviously, I had some bad range with this. This was definitely a dodge war with both being Pride and Pandas. Be both frustrating and fun for people who enjoy the dodge mechanic. So there was a lot of range oriented with this event. At one point in time on my free-to-play account, I did about 9 attempts without having any success. So I ended up going back to the lineup, seeing if I could upgrade anything. I couldn't, so I went back in. I actually didn't realize that I had stopped and then did not start back up the recording. So that's why at one point here, for my winning attempt, you'll see we just kind of go to it, and I'm already at the end of it. For anybody who would like me to actually go through it again, I can always repeat the event on my free-to-play account if you want. I figure it was worth it just to show there in the end that I was able to beat it with the same squad that I had started with. So at one point in time, you'll see the video kind of cut. So this is a collection of a couple of videos here. But I did just want to re-emphasize that if you kind of watch the event and see it for all it is, with both the ability for Salvador to get the debuff immunity up when he puts up his shell, which means you can't stun him, and things of that nature, make the 7-star portion of the event actually very hard if you don't have Ember with you. I tried it with Kinley lead and everybody but her. I tried using Patriarch Key in there. Foul, Duo, basically all of the pandas, even Lake. Lake, obviously, because of his AoE, did allow for a little bit more success. But even still, he's a very hard to reach character to have at 7 stars. So that's once again another threshold character that requires some serious investment in order to be able to beat the event at a lower gear tier. So I know for some people they might be upset that the event did end up being pretty easy, and that since they had Ember, they were essentially able to auto it, although it may have taken them a couple of tries. And you just have to understand at that point in time you have a legendary character. So if the event wasn't easy with the legendary character, just imagine how hard it would be without a legendary character. I mean, it has to be passable. I don't think they ever wanted thresholds to be gear tier 11 max abilities for a 7-star unlock. So somewhere right around 9 and 10 with improper team should be where the threshold is. So I think they hit the mark here. Obviously they could have made it a little bit harder in some areas maybe, but in the end that would have made it too hard for people who maybe weren't fully optimized. And as you can see here, here's where I finally win it on the 5-star unlock with my free-to-play. So on my free-to-play account at 107 days, I was able to unlock Ember, Solias, and now here Ren at 5 stars. So I felt I did pretty good. I'll actually probably just be getting rid of this account at this point. I might play around with it a little bit. I'll never fully get rid of it, but I'll probably stop logging into it as often as I do now that I've kind of reached this threshold. We'll see what the next announcement is on the new unlock. I don't really think I'll have a team ready, unless if it's humans, I'll definitely be ready, but for anybody else, I wouldn't be ready for another unlock. So now here is my main squad. As you can see, I got 1 gold. I got Ember Gold, Patriarchy, Kinley, Foul, and Duo. Takes me a couple of different attempts. On this one, I mean, it's just all about the range. Even when you have the proper team, I was a little bit under geared for it, but it just takes getting the right sequence of events to take place in terms of Xantara, whoever it is that she puts the ability cooldown onto, whether or not you can stun Kara or Hera or Salvador. I'm pretty sure on my winning attempt on my main account, I end up, because I could not stun Salvador, I ended up stunning Hera for the win. We'll see here. But I mean, all in all, I thought it was a fun event. I'll be doing some Renara testing or Ren testing later on today, so I'll be popping out a video of some of the testing that I've done for her. At first, I thought she was actually really subpar. I am starting to have some success with her now. I think I found a pretty good team for her. I'll show you guys in the video the couple of teams that I have tried with her, so I'll go through the teams that I've tried for her up at the max level testing gold gear now. And now that the Panda event has passed, I'm going to be doing some max gear Panda testing. I do think there might be a few comps in here that can really be competitive. I'll have to wait until I can actually do the testing to kind of talk more on it, because I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. But at the same time, I do think that maybe with Lake and Rin, there might be a path to victory here. I don't know if it's like a meta team or not, but I think it could be a pretty good top 10 to top 20 damage team in Arena, just depending on how good you can get your runes. So as you can see here, here's another failure. Probably did a few things wrong here. I didn't realize that my main squad was a little bit different than the testing squad that I have been using. So I had to approach the event a little bit differently than I have been testing. Yeah, see, that was a failure there. I will put a timestamp in the video for when you can see my 5-star unlock team, and then when you can see my 7-star unlock team. That way you can at least quickly go to that team to see exactly what it was that I used to unlock. And then I'll probably do another timestamp for the final battle, the Panda battle in which I win, in case anybody that wants to just skip right to that final battle, they'll be able to. Just to kind of see how I went about my winning. So see, here you go, he gets his debuff immunity, and I think in the video I was trying to emphasize that. So now I try to stun Kara, but see, even this didn't end up working. I found a lot of the time, because I was able to kill her pretty easily on the test account, I'm not exactly too sure why, that I kept kind of almost getting tunnel vision in trying to kill her first, when really if you just get rid of Hera, it's essentially the same thing. They both give that stealth right away. Hera has the ability to give the stealth right to Salvador, which could ruin everything he's trying to do in terms of keeping the team protected. So I was trying to emphasize that range coming into play in her giving it, but she just wasn't doing it. So in the end, I had to switch emphasis here. I think I still lose on this attempt. We'll see. Yeah, it looks like they're about to take out him, so now we're 4. Able to finally get the Salvador stun in, but it's too late. So as you can see, it probably would have been better just stunning Hera, and I think that's what I kind of realize here. So then when I come back around for my next battle, I will go ahead and I send in, because Salvador gets the immunity up, I send it out. I send my stun from Ember onto Hera. And that's what ends up being the winning way. But there's a couple of different ways with Ember that you can win this without it. To be truthfully honest, because I was trying to do a minimal thing, I have not actually beaten it without her yet. But I was trying to keep everybody at gear tier 9. So now that the event is out and ready, I'm going to slowly push them up to see where I could win the event as a minimum threshold without her. I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere around Kinley being gear tier 10. And perhaps one of the damage dealers like Foul being above gear tier and at gear tier 10 as well, just to be able to provide that damage that's needed to get through the event or to get around Salvador. We'll see. I'll be finishing up the testing on that today. So I'll be releasing a video on my attempts on the test account for minimum threshold without Ember, since there could be still some people out there who have not beaten it yet with her, who don't have her, I mean. So here we go. So it looks like, yeah, so I pick Hera here. This ends up being the winning run. And I'm sure some people who autoed it, they probably just got lucky with using it on Hera, or this ability from Ember just doing its job. That's what essentially will end up winning it. She gets rid of a bunch of the buffs on everybody, it just essentially resets them, and they don't have their cooldowns up yet, so you can just kind of run rampant on them for a little bit. It doesn't even matter who you kill at this point, because you'll be able to get out a few more before Salvador can get that taunt up, because he is so slow. Yeah, so see, so now we just start to take advantage and just pick them apart. Probably should have used the dodge there, but I guess I was starting to feel really confident. Probably could have used some defense up there, so now we pull the dodge in. Looks like I'm taking a moment to... I think I was trying to figure out how long they were still going to be invisible there. There we go. So yeah, now we got them all exposed. So I mean, Ember just provides so much to this event, and it's hard to tell if you only have the 5, if you don't have an extra person to throw in there in her place, to see how hard the event is without it. That's why I'm going to do a video. So those of you who might be a little bit upset that the video or that the event was easy and you have Ember, watch my next video showing my unlock attempts without Ember, because I think that'll kind of maybe register a little bit more that the gear level that needed might have been a little bit undertuned on this, but at the same time, it's because they wanted to make sure that people who didn't have Ember, who maybe had to run Patriarch Key Lead, that didn't have to go all the way to gold on everybody to get the event done. Because that would be, if you don't have Ember and you weren't running Kenley Lead, if you refused to upgrade him, then there was no way. Alright guys, that's all I got. Thanks for watching, and have a great day, everyone. Look forward to my next videos, and hey, if you like the video, hit a like and subscribe down at the bottom. Bye-bye.